Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'll get straight into this video, do this as quickly as I can. I had a comment in a video, somebody was asking me to talk about how I organise my stash. Yeah, right, this is hardcore because it's like a little bit more relevant as to where you put things, but I do the same thing in softcore. I started doing this a while back. Everything, this is shared stash. So hardcore character, I try not to keep anything really in, individual character stash. Let's talk about individual character stash. I generally don't tend to put loads of stuff in there, particularly in hardcore, because if you die you will lose anything that is in your character's individual stash. You will not lose anything that's in shared stash. That's a quest item. You can't, well, I'm going to do a separate video about this because it's quite interesting. What you can't do, you can't put quest items in shared stash if they are only quest items. There are other items that can be used in quests, such as dynamite and ancient hearts, royal jelly. There's a whole bunch of things that can be used in quests that are not specific quest items, like that thing. Generally they're also used to craft. That's used quite heavily in some relic crafting. You need 12 of them for some items. That thing is you can use that to make various potions. So yeah, so if you've got an item that's only a quest item, you can put it in stash. Now, what I say, I'll do a specific video about this, about stockpiling quest items, because you can use quest items that drop in normal in Elite and Ultimate. So if I had that in there, I could use, that's from normal, but it doesn't say on there like this is normal or whatever. You could take that into Ultimate and use it in there. A load of other quests. Anyway, basic thing with personal stash on a character in hardcore, try not to put too much stuff in here. If I died and lost them, I wouldn't care too much, because you can go and farm them. I mean, it'd be slightly disappointing. Losing a low cost set would be a bit more disappointing. So that, yeah. So if you've got a softcore character, maybe keep a few more things in there. But is it worth buying all these extra things on a softcore character? I don't know. Unless you're using some kind of mule character and carting loads of stuff around. I don't know. I've never really felt the need to go buying loads of personal stash tabs. But that's, I think, when you start off playing, you'll get a blue item drop and you'll think it's great and you'll keep it. But once you've been playing for ages and you've got, I don't know, a few characters that are level 100, I tend to only keep, well, I'll have a look in a minute, I'm probably talking a load of rubbish. I try to only keep high level stuff and sets and whatever. But I think on hardcore I just kept a bunch of everything because it's a little bit more useful. And you know, if you've got a new character coming up through hardcore and you've got a load of gear to inherit. So right, so let's talk about is the first tab on shared stash. And what I'll do is I'll put all my components in here. Now, a lot of these you can see are stacked up to 1,000, and then there's more than one. I don't really want to sort it. If I hit sort, it's going to end up looking horrendous. So this is manually sorted and it's not that good. I mean, you can see I started getting a bit carried away and there's some bloody relics down the bottom that don't need to be in here. So what I tend to do on the first stash tab is put all components in there, because a couple of reasons. Any character then has access to this, and I don't mean they can go in and take them out. What I mean is if you create a new character and you go to a shrine that needs, what are they? Frozen Heart, where are all they? Yeah, right, okay. So say you've got a shrine, there's a shrine up this one here, that's up the side of the rocky coast, or whatever it is. Is it called the rocky coast? Yeah. When you're walking up here, there's an area with a hive. Just before you get to the old Arcovia Rift, there's a shrine on the side of the road. In normal, that needs a frozen heart. So if you've got a new character running around and for some reason you haven't got a frozen heart in your inventory, if you go to that shrine, as long as you've got one frozen heart in your shared stash, it will pick it up from there. So you walk up to the shrine and you think, oh, what's it looking for? Frozen heart. And you'll see the thing lit up, and you look in your inventory and you'll think, well, I'm not carrying one of those around. How's this working? Because the shrine will pick stuff up out of here. Even the really crazy one, the one that's part of the Mogdragon quest for the rovers, which needs 2 odd quest items that you can't put in shared stash, but you can put in your stash. It will pick it up from there. So if you've got those items in your normal stash, it will pick them up from there, and it will pick the ancient heart up from your shared stash. So you can walk up to that Mogdragon quest shrine with nothing in your inventory, so long as you've got the 2 quest items in your stash, because the one's quite big. The one is a 6, I think the one is a 6 slot item, and the other is a 4 slot item. It's a shame I haven't got them knocking around in it, so I can show you. So the one is that size, a 6 slot item, and the other is a 4 slot item, which is one of them. And then there's the ancient heart, so you don't really want to be lugging all that around. So what I do is, yeah, keep all the crafting stuff at the top there in a big lump. So if you've got, say if you've got some in your inventory, you've got this button up here, move components from inventory to the current open blah blah, so you click on that and it goes in. So if you've got a few, I think it'll put them in flipping loads of those things. Yeah, so they go in. So then they stack and all that. And you can look at this every now and again and think, well, how many scavenged plating have I got? Look at that, look, that's stupid. How long have I been playing this game? Well, we all know it's like 2,700 hours or something stupid. But look at that. That's just from running around playing the game, and I've got 4,090 odd scavenged plating. I could just sell a couple of those stacks. I don't know why I'm keeping all that. I've never really looked at how much I've got of this stuff. It's too much. Okay, so I got a Venom Guard ointment. What I do with the ointment stuff, I'll put them underneath. I mean, when you start doing this, when you're starting to play, you probably have like the first 1 or 2 rows, and you'll think, well, why has he got, well, that, you end up with that much. So this stuff's all stacked up there. I don't really use potions enough. I should use them more. I mean, look at the state of that. I don't even know where half of this stuff's come from. There's millions of them in there. 52 Hoarfrost ointment, for God's sake. Anyway, down here is my collection of tonic of what's it's. Those are the quest rewards. Every character will get a couple of them. Yeah, it looks like I bought. I must have gone crazy buying those things. And I had a lot more, but every character that comes in on here, I think it's, yeah, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm scared in hardcore, and I thought, well, I better buy a lot just in case a character dies. But look at that, Bloodthorn, 254 Eldritch Essence. Those are useful because they're used in transmuting, so it's worth having a lot of them. Ancient Hearts, yeah. So top of the shared stash, tab 1, crafting items, then a bunch of potions, and then other things. Imbued. Oh, why is he down there? He could go up there, really. Yeah. So you've got all these other crafting / questy kind of. I think, yeah, you need that for one quest. Some undead shrine guy in Ugdenbog, maybe. Ether clusters. See, I should use them more. I don't use them enough. Should have a load more Ugden Bloom. I don't know why. Probably because I've been making stuff and using them up. They're easier to get now. There's some more. Well, that should be up there, really. Keys. And then you'll end up with loads and loads of tonic and mending. There's no real reason to keep these. I just keep a couple in there. So I create a new character. I can go and grab 50 of them just in case I need them. Same with dynamite. You carry it round. See, look, I've got 35 on him, but there's always some I leave in there, so a new character can grab a couple of them and get, because there's a quest early on where you need that. Well, a couple, I suppose, if you do Hidden Path as well. So that's the sort of stuff that I put in shared tab 1, and I do the same on softcore. That's just not a specific hardcore thing. Now I'm not saying do it this way. I was asked to show what I do. This works for me. Other people do it a different way, and it works for them. It's not, it depends how your brain's wired up half the time. But keeping this stuff in here is a good idea in shared stash because other characters can use it. If you're specifically doing something like a a self-found fresh start or whatever, you won't want to be playing on a save file that's got all this stuff in shared stash, because you can't stop your character using that. Well, you can, but it becomes a bit of an overhead to playing the game, because you have to look at what you picked up. When you go to that shrine with the frozen heart requirement, if you haven't got one in here, it will still let you do the shrine. So if you're doing a solo run, you might want to do what I do, which is rename your save file. I mean, this is a whole different ball game, but I'll do a solo run. I'll rename the save file so it starts off with absolutely nothing. It's like you've just installed the game and never played it before. It's got no save data, because I've got cloud data turned off, so I can do that. And that isn't, it's not because it's not, I'm not cheating. It's more like the inverse of cheating. Yeah, I also do that. Do you notice while I'm talking and I just started randomly messing about reordering that? That's real flipping tragic. I've got to stop doing that. I do that in some videos, and I'm just watching, when I watch the video playback, and I think, I don't even remember doing that. I don't even remember OCDing on moving stuff around. That's slightly worrying. Anyway, anyway, my own personal problems aside. So that's your tab 1. Well, that's my tab 1 on shared stash. Right, so I haven't really looked at this, so I'm going to let myself down here now. I mean, look at the state of that. Now, what I used to do, I used to get really hooked on trying to keep stuff together. I mean, I've got 2 of them things together. They're awesome. Shame it's in hardcore. I could do with them on my purifier, but he's on a different save game. What I used to do was try and keep a load of stuff together, like set items. But say, because you've got a text search here, say if I wanted to look if I've got any, I don't know, bits of the dark one set. So it's lit up, that's lit up. So there they are. So you don't really, I mean, you could have, where's it gone? You could have that in a different slot and it wouldn't matter, because you'd find it eventually. And if you want to look at stuff with pets on it, it's not how you spell pets, is it? So there you go, that shows you all the pet stuff. So you don't really need to keep it all, like, you know, some people might want to keep all their pet items on one tab, which would be good, but it doesn't really, it wouldn't save me any time, because I'd still put the text search in anyway, because I wouldn't trust myself on having ordered it properly. So there's that. That's tab pretty much the same as just random junk. That's just like, yeah, what I tried to do here. You don't, alright, it's a bit of a catch. You don't need to store loads of mandates, because if you're going to create a new character, what you do is you go into your character that's got revered with all these factions, and buy one of each of the ones you want, stick them in here, and then swap them over. And you'd think, well, yeah, that means you could free up that tab, but you've got to have somewhere to put them. So if that tab was full of stuff, I'd have to go in there with a new character, take out enough stuff to free up the space, then put the mandates in on the other character, then come back to this character, then put the stuff back. Yeah, a bit of a faff. So if you keep, I mean, really, it should be that tab. I think I started off using that one and it's just quite a mess. So you can stick your mandates in there, and then when you create a new character, just grab them all and then read them, and then you've got that space, and then you go back to your other character and buy a load more mandates and stick them in there. That's a suggestion. I've also got a few of those things in there. And, oh, hang on. Oh, God. Right, so there's a couple of crafted things there that should really be on that tab, but maybe I'll run out of space. This is why I need to get rid of some of these 1,000 stacks. Just sell them off or something. Trade them to somebody in multiplayer. I don't know. Right. And there's, yeah, so I've got one tab that is the components, crafting items, a few bits and pieces, some relics. It should be on another tab really. I've got one tab that's mandates and stuff, and then the others, see, there's no order to this. The others are just all random crap. You don't really need to keep things like that. That's a level 40 monster infrequent. I mean, I just don't, you don't need, I don't know why I've got that in there. Probably the first time it dropped and I was so excited that I'd got it because it was a new one, a new monster they added in. And I got that and probably got really excited about it. But you could go and, I could go and get one of them in 2 minutes, a better one. Right, I said that was a request video. Talk about how I manage my stash, well, badly. Apart from this tab, it's like vaguely okay the way I've done that. I hope that was, I don't know, maybe that was useful to some people. What I suggest is if you've got a totally different way of doing this, stick a comment in there and put, look, you know, you can do such and such a thing. I mean, it's pointless trying to tell me because I don't bloody listen, and but other people will read the comment and will get some benefit from it. I might actually, if you tell me something, but the chances are, if I haven't mentioned it, it's because either I've forgotten and take it for granted, or because I'm saving it up for the next video about stockpiling quest items. Anyway, that's enough of that waffle. Hopefully that was useful to somebody, and I will get another video out as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching that one. I'll catch you soon.